Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is Ms. Shumala Kadir, conducting your course 317. In the previous lecture, you studied the synthesis of fatty acid. Today we will start from biosynthesis of triglyceride. The fatty acids are synthesized in the body and they also derive from dietary source, that is dietary fats. The fatty acids are either synthesized in the body or derived from the ingested fats or the dietary fats, which are then esterified with glycerol, that is derived from glycerol 3-phosphate. And thus, after the esterification of 3 fatty acids, the formation of triglyceride is occurred. So in this way, the triglycerides are formed. And this glycerol 3-phosphate is mostly come from glycolysis from the compound dihydroxyacetone, which is the intermediate from dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which is the intermediate product of process glycolysis. And it can also be produced from glycerol, which comes by the process of hydrolysis or lipolysis, the lysis of lipids or triglyceride, which release glycerol. Now see these two reactions. So in the first reaction, the glycerol 3-phosphate is formed from dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which is derived from glycolysis. And this dihydroxyacetone phosphate in presence of NADH and chyne will produce glycerol 3-phosphate and release coenzyme NAD. And the enzyme required here for the formation of glycerol 3-phosphate is glycerol 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. And this process is also called glyceroneogenesis. Now the second route of formation of glycerol 3-phosphate is formation from glycerol, that is liberated from lipolysis, that is hydrolysis of lipids or breakdown of lipids in glycerol and fatty acids. So glycerol in presence of adenosine triphosphate will form glycerol 3-phosphate and 2-phosphate will release as adenosine diphosphate. And the enzyme required for this reaction is glycerokinase, which is absent in adipose tissues and muscles. So these tissues lacking the formation of this glycerol phosphate, whereas this enzyme is present in lactating mammary gland, heart, liver and kidneys. So they are involved in the formation of this glycerol 3-phosphate. So these adipose tissues and muscle required glycerol 3-phosphate because they do not have glycerokinase. And this glycerol 3-phosphate, which are needed by these tissue, muscles and adipose tissues, come from glycolysis. So here the process will start from glycerol 3-phosphate. That is why they need glycerol 3-phosphate rather than simple glycerol for further process of triglyceride synthesis. How the glycerol 3-phosphate will continue the process of formation of triglyceride. First, in the process of triglyceride biosynthesis, we require fatty acid which attach with glycerol, and the first step in the triglyceride biosynthesis is the conversion of fatty acids to their coenzyme A derivative, and this reaction is required acyl-CoA synthetase. In presence of coenzyme A and ATP, fatty acyl CoA is formed with liberation of adenosine monophosphate and pyrophosphate, that is 2-phosphate containing unit. The second step in the formation of triglyceride is the formation of phosphatidic acid. What happens in this reaction? 2 fatty acyl CoA will react with previously formed glycerol 3-phosphate and will form phosphatidic acid. And this reaction is required acyl transferase. So 2 acyl group are attached by this reaction with glycerol 3-phosphate. Now in third reaction, the phosphatidic acid is converted to diacylglycerol, and this is occurred by the process of dephosphorylation. The phosphate group will be removed and the enzyme required is phosphatase. So phosphatidic acid in presence of water molecule will give rise to diacylglycerol or diglyceride. So here at this point, diglyceride is formed and the process has to continue to add one fatty acid more to form triglyceride. So the last step is the conversion of diacylglycerol or diglyceride to triglyceride or triacylglycerol, which is occur by the addition of another fatty acid. So diacylglycerol will react with another coenzyme A derivative of fatty acid and will give triacylglycerol or triglyceride with liberation of coenzyme A. So in total triglyceride synthesis, we required two things: fatty acid and glycerol. And the fatty acids derive from acetyl-CoA, which is also the product of carbohydrates and amino acids. Whereas the glycerol derived from dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which is the intermediate of glycolysis. So the both components of triglyceride, that is acetyl-CoA and glycerol, can derive from non-lipid component. In this way, we can say that the triglyceride can be synthesized in the body in total absence of dietary lipids, because both components required for the synthesis of triglycerides can come from non-dietary lipids. So the man can live without dietary fat. And the triglyceride can be synthesized in our body in total absence of dietary lipids. So this is about triglyceride synthesis, which is also occurring in absence of dietary lipids. Steroids and sterols. First of all, we will see what are steroids. A number of compounds present in the nature which are steroids, and they are the structurally related and biologically active compounds involved in various important activities and present in animals and plants and fungus. When we talk about the structures of steroids, so they contain ring structure rather than simple chain. And the ring structure is called cyclopentanophenothrin skeleton, which is the basic nucleus of steroids. And there are 4 rings which are entitled as A, B, C, and D. And these 4 rings include 3 6-membered rings and 1 ring is 5-membered. And these 4 rings constitute 17 carbon-containing cyclopentanophenothrin nucleus. Moreover, 1 methyl group is attached usually at carbon 13 and at carbon 10. So the cyclopentanophenane nucleus has 17 carbon, whereas usually methyl groups are attached, one at carbon 10 and one at carbon 13. There are various biological activities of steroid. They are present in the cell membrane and maintains the membrane fluidity. They are involved in molting of insects. When the exoskeleton of insects gets removed for the purpose of its regrowth, during this period, insect can't breathe. So once they increase it in their size, the exoskeleton again starts growing. Steroids have role in reproduction, in development and control of reproductive tract in human. Such steroids include estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, and not only in human, also involved in stimulating the sexual reproduction in aquatic fungi, that is anthridiol, which is responsible for stimulating the sexual reproduction in aquatic fungus. Steroids have various therapeutic applications. They are very important. They are used as cardiotonics. An example is digitoxin, which is cardiotonic, stimulating cardiac muscles. Some of them play their role as vitamin D precursors, such as ergosterol. They are also used as contraceptive, which include progestin and estrogen, which are semisynthetic estrogen and progestins. They are also used as anti-inflammatory. The example includes corticosteroids, which are used as anti-inflammatory agents. Some of the steroids are anabolic in nature. They are involved in growth and reproductive function of usually male, whereas little quantity also produced in women. So these are the therapeutic applications of steroid, that steroids are so important and have various roles, their therapeutic point of view, and also involved in various physiological functioning in the body. Now what is sterol? It is the subgroup of steroid which is named as sterol. And as it is called sterol because of having hydroxyl moiety in their structure. They also have an aliphatic side chain which is attached at carbon 17, which is present in the 5-membered ring of cyclopentanophenane nucleus. And as I told you, they have hydroxyl group. Usually one or more groups are present in their structure. And due to presence of this hydroxyl group, they can form esters, which can be free form or can be bound in the body as esters of fatty acids. Example of sterol. The most widely occurring sterol is cholesterol. The structure is represented here. You can see it is 27 carbon containing sterol. And it is present in the cell membrane. It is not only present in animals where it is found most abundantly, but it is also present in some bacteria, fungi, ferns, in higher plants, actinomycetes. This sterol, that is cholesterol, is so important and involved in the synthesis of many other steroids like steroid hormones or bile acids. Under the skin, 7-dehydrocholesterol is present and has very important role because it is converted to vitamin D3, that is called cholecalciferol. Under the influence of ultraviolet rays or sunlight, ring B is ruptured, which result in the formation of vitamin D3, that is cholecalciferol. This important sterol, that is cholesterol, as I told you, involved in the synthesis of other steroids, and so it is also involved in the formation of bile acids and bile salt, which are so important and involved in the digestion of lipids. Ergosterol is another important example of sterol. But this sterol is derived from fungi or yeast. And that is the reason of its name, that it is derived from fungus. So it is called ergosterol because it is first obtained from fungus ergot or ergot fungus. And here it is, the ergosterol is converted to ergocalciferol, which is as same as in case of 7-dehydrocholesterol, which is converted to vitamin D3 called calciferol. And here the ergosterol is converted to ergocalciferol, which is similar to vitamin D2, and it is occur also in presence of ultraviolet radiation or sunlight, where the ergosterol is converted to ergocalciferol because ring is ruptured and it then form ergocalciferol, which is similar to vitamin D2. The same thing which is occurring in case of 7-dehydrocholesterol. So in case of 7-dehydrocholesterol, vitamin D3 is formed. And in case of ergosterol, ergocalciferol is formed. That is similar to vitamin D2. Synthesis of cholesterol is occurring in almost all the tissues. But the principal organs where the synthesis occur include liver, small intestine, skin, aorta, adrenal cortex, and gonads. And among these, liver is the quantitatively the most important organ, which synthesize 1 to 1.5 gram of cholesterol throughout the day. And the synthesis of cholesterol is occurred in cytoplasm and endoplasmic reticulum. Like fatty acid synthesis, cholesterol is also synthesized from acetyl-CoA. As I told you, the cholesterol is involved in the synthesis of other steroids. So when it synthesizes, it comes to synthesize other steroids, which include steroidal hormones as well as bile salt and bile acids. Steroidal hormones perform their functions, and the bile acids and bile salts are also perform their action, which is the facilitation of absorption of lipids when taken by oral route. And from where these acetyl-CoA come to synthesize cholesterol, so they comes by the oxidation of fatty acid, which is occurring in the mitochondria. Because they are impermeable to mitochondrial membrane, so they also follow the same process which is occurring in case of fatty acid synthesis. First, formation of citric acid with oxaloacetic acid, because citric acid is permeable to mitochondrial membrane. So in this way, it comes in cytoplasm, where again acetyl-CoA is formed and the process of cholesterol synthesis is started. So this is the same process as in case of fatty acid synthesis. Here I would like to summarize some important functions of cholesterol. So cholesterol is involved in the synthesis of bile acid and bile salt, important in the absorption of lipid. The important bile acids are cholic acid and chenodeoxycholic acid, which are then conjugated with taurine and glycine. And the liver produce about 0.8 gram of bile acid per day. The important bile salt include sodium and potassium salt of bile acids, such as sodium and potassium glycocolate and sodium and potassium taurochinodeoxycholate, which are involved in the emulsification of fats for their absorption. So facilitating the absorption of fats. Cholesterol is also playing its role as the precursor of steroid hormones, many of which are involved in different important functions like reproductive functions, in the growth and functioning of reproductive tract. It is also present in the cell membrane, maintaining its function, its fluidity, and it also exerts its function as dielectric constant, so protecting the central nervous system. So it produces as insulating effect because of its high dielectric constant, which is due to its nature. And as it is an alcohol, so it can form esters with fatty acids, which is mainly unsaturated fatty acids. And it also plays its role for their transport. So this is about today's lecture. Thank you so much. Allah Hafiz. Take care.